students. In the last week video, we saw about the introduction to measurement. We saw that what is measurement, what is units, etc. Today we are going to see about the physical quantities. So physical quantity means they can be measured. It is a quantity that can be measured. Physical quantities can be classified into two types. The one is fundamental quantities and the second one is derived quantities. So what do you mean by fundamental quantities? The quantities which cannot be expressed in terms of any other physical quantity are called as fundamental quantity. That means which cannot expressed in any term. For example, length, mass, time, temperature. So length means meter only, mass kilogram, then time second, temperature in Kelvin. So they cannot be expressed in any other physical quantities. Such units are called as we know fundamental quantities. Derived quantities means which can be expressed in terms of fundamental quantities. They are called as derived quantities because we know example area is nothing but meter square. So meter comes under the that is length. So the derived quantities which depends upon the fundamental quantities. So a quantity which can be expressed in terms of fundamental quantities are called as derived quantities. Now we are going to see fundamental quantities, their units and their symbols. So these are the basic thing, we have to keep them in our mind. So fundamental quantities are length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity and amount of substance. Length is a meter, m, small m. Kilogram, that is mass, kilogram, kg. Time, second, s, that is small s. Temperature, Kelvin, K. Electric current, ampere, that is A, capital A. Luminous intensity, candela, CD. The amount of substance, mole, MOL. So these are the 7 quantities which comes under the fundamental quantities. So length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity and amount of substance. Now we come to derived quantities. So what are derived quantities? That means these quantities which can be expressed in terms of fundamental quantity. See here area, nothing but meter square. So meter depends upon the fundamental quantity. So they are called as derived quantity. Then volume, meter cube. Density, see here kilogram per meter cube. This kilogram comes under the mass. So these density which depends upon the kilogram, which depend upon the fundamental, that's why we call it as a derived quantity. Velocity, meter per second, that is ms power minus 1 means we can pronounce as meter per second. Then momentum, kilogram meter per second. Acceleration, meter per second square. We have to say ms power minus 2 means meter per second square. Force, nothing but Newton, that is N. Pressure, Pascal, or we can say Nm power minus 2, that is nothing but force is nothing, that is pressure is equal to force by area. Therefore force, Newton, area, m power minus 2, so Newton per minus 2. Energy is expressed in joule. Surface tension, Newton per meter. So these are the quantities comes under the derived one. So derived quantities and their units, fundamental quantities, their units and symbols. This may asked in objective type of questions. So now I am going to explain in elaborate manner about the length, mass and time. Main thing, that is length, mass, time and temperature. I am going to explain what is the definition for that and what are the units and how to measure such that. So first fundamental units. So first one is length. What do you mean by length? Suppose if we measure any ribbon or any table or any classroom or any building, so we mostly used it to measure the distance between the 2 points. So length is the extent of something between 2 points. Between any 2 points, if we measure means that we call it as a length. Its SI unit is meter. Suppose for small we can use kilometer or meter, etc. So suppose if we want to measure very large distance, for example the distance between the sun and the earth or distance between the earth and the celestial objects like stars, planets, moon, etc. How we can measure? So there are three units to measure the very large distances. The one is astronomical unit, second one is light year, and the third one is parsec. So now I am going to explain what do you mean by astronomical unit. It is a mean distance of the center of the sun from the center of the earth. That means it is a mean distance, means we have to take average. There is the center of the sun and from the center of the earth. If you assume sun as the center of its path and earth and its center, we have to, if it is measured, means we call it as an astronomical unit. So once again I am saying it is a mean distance of the center of the sun from the center of the earth, and its value is equal to, that is 1 AU, means 1 astronomical unit is equal to 1.496 into 10 to the power 11. So imagine 10 to the power 11 meter. So this is the distance of the center of the sun from the center of the earth. 1 AU equal to 1 astronomical unit is equal to 1.496 into 10 to the power 11 meter. Now, what do you mean by light year? What is 1 light year? It is a distance travelled by light in 1 year in vacuum. Vacuum means there is no air, there is absence of air. How much the light from the sun which it reaches the earth, that is it is a distance travelled by light in 1 year in vacuum. You have to keep them in mind. Distance travelled by light in 1 year in vacuum. Its value is equal to 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. So 9.46, here 1.496, here 9.46, 10 to the power 15 meter. So distance travelled by light in 1 year in vacuum. Now what do you mean by parsec? So what is the use of measuring the parsec unit? It is a unit of distance used to measure astronomical objects. Astronomical objects means there is stars, planets, moon, etc. So astronomical objects outside the solar system. That means after this, except the solar system remaining, that is asteroids, comets, meteoroids, like that. So inside the solar system means it comes under the planet. But outside the solar system means meteoroids, asteroids, comets, etc. So to measure that distance from the earth, how we can use the unit, that is parsec. So 1 parsec equal to 3.26 light year. So 3.26 light year. Next, the second fundamental unit, that is fundamental quantity after that length, second one is mass. Define mass. That means mass is nothing but it is similar to weight. So what is the weight of that bag, or what is the weight of that table? So we have to calculate like that. Mass is the quantity of matter. That means how much amount of that substance contained in that. Suppose for one to 25 kg of rice bag is there, but we don't know whether how much amount of rice is there. So for that we have to measure it. So the quantity, that means how much amount, the quantity of matter contained in a body, that we call it as a mass. Its SI unit is kg, that is kilogram. So this is a simple notifications for keep them in memory, and also maybe asked in 1 mark question. Just 1 gram is equal to, that means conversion of gram to kilogram. 1 gram is also equal to 0.001 kg. 1 milligram equal to 0.000001 kg. 1 quintal, mostly we use that is tons, quintals, etc. So 1 quintal equal to 100 kilo, that is 100 kg, we call it as a 1 quintal. What is 1 metric ton? This is TONNE, a small mistake is there. So 1 metric ton is equal to 10 quintal. So these are the measurements based on their mass. So what define mass means, it is a quantity of matter contained in a body. Its unit is kg. Now the third fundamental quantity is time. What is it? That means time is a precious one. So it is a measure of duration of events and the intervals between them. Suppose at what time the bell will ring, or how much what is the intervals between these two periods, like that we are discussing now. So that is a measure of the duration of events. That means suppose if an athlete may be running in a ground, so how much time he or she takes to reach that point, or what is the interval between them. So like that we have to measure. So it is a measure of duration of events and the intervals between them. Its unit is second. Mostly hours, minutes, everything is there, but its SI unit is second. Now the fourth fundamental quantity is temperature. What do you mean by temperature? So it is a temperature means suppose if you touch any liquid substance or any solid substance, if you feel chillness, we said it is a cold. Suppose if you feel hot condition means we say that it is a hotness of that substance. So likewise, it is a measure of nothing but hotness or coldness of a body. Whatever it is, it may be a mild or it may be a very high temperature or it may be chill conditions or 0 degrees Celsius or even less than 0 degrees Celsius. So anyway, it is a measure of hotness or coldness. Just this word is important. Hotness or coldness of a body. Its SI unit is Kelvin. So this is the SI unit, but the temperature can also be expressed in terms of different scales. What are the different scales of measuring the temperature? So one is Kelvin scale, second Celsius scale, and third one is Fahrenheit scale, Fahrenheit. So what do you mean by 0 Kelvin? A 0, imagine 273 Kelvin is equal to 0 degree Celsius. That means 0 degree Celsius means it is equal to 273 Kelvin. I am saying 0 Kelvin means it is the temperature is absolutely 0. That means which is equal to a dead body. Dead body means there is no movement in their body, in their cells, everything. Just if you put that body means it is as it is present for a very long time. Similar way, what do you mean by 0 Kelvin? Is commonly known as absolute zero. It is termed as it is nearly equal to 0. So that's all about that. Length, mass, time and temperature, their definitions and their SI units, etc. Children, now I am going to explain a very important detailed answer. So this is more important in this chapter and it comes as a brief question in your textbook. So what are the rules and conventions for writing the SI units and their symbols? Suppose if you want to write any units or any symbols, what is the rules we have to follow? So there are 10 points are there. So using these 10 points in our mind, now we are going to write a symbols or any units for a fundamental or derived quantities. So there are 10 points is there. So listen carefully children. I am going to explain one by one. First point, the units named after scientists are not written with a capital initial letter. For example, suppose force, we know the force means it is a Newton. Newton is a scientist. Henry also a scientist. Ampere scientist. Watt is also a scientist. That means Ampere electric current discovery. Then Watt means it is electric power. Okay, Newton means it is a for expressed for force, like that. So when we are writing the scientist name, we should write the starting letter as a small letter, not with a capital letter. Understood? So the units named after the scientist. That means if we want to write the force unit means, we know force unit is Newton. So when writing the Newton, we have to write the N as a small letter and not as a capital letter. This is the first point. The units named after scientist. That means the scientist name which comes as a unit means they are not written with the capital initial letter. So only small letter N. Here H small letter, Ampere A small letter, W. That is what is a small letter. So now second point, the symbols of the units named after the scientist should be written by the initial capital letter. Suppose if you want to write, instead of writing Newton, we should not write N alone as a simple. That means if you want to express in single letter means for instead of Newton we have to write N capital. For Henry means H capital. For Ampere means A should be capital. If you want to write fully means first letter should be small. If you want to write only alone the letters, that is the symbols, this is unit, this is symbols of the units named after the scientist should be written. So be careful, here the units named after the scientist. Here the symbols of the units named after the scientist. Here should not be written, here should written with the initial capital letter. Now third point, small letters are used as symbols for units not derived from a proper noun. For example, small letters, M for meter, we should not use capital M. And a kilogram, small kg alone we have to use. Meter means we should not write capital M, only small m. For kilogram, we have to use only kg as a small letters. So both the first letter and the second letter should be in the small. Small letters are used as symbols for units and not derived from the proper noun. Next, fourth point, no full stop or other punctuation marks should be used within or at the end of the symbols. For example, we should write only 50 meter. After writing 50 m, we should not keep any full stop or any punctuation mark or 50 comma m. That should not be written. So only 50 m alone we have to write. See, and not as 50 m dot. That means full stop should not use. So no full stop or other punctuation marks should be used within or at the end of the symbols. Fifth point, the symbols of units are not expressed in plural form. Suppose if 1 kilogram means we should write 1 kg. Suppose if 100 kilogram means we should not use, because 100 is a plural, so I will write only kgs, kilograms. So that should not be allowed in this rule. So the symbols of units are not expressed in plural form, whether it is a 10 or 100 or 1000 or 10,000 or crore, anything it's okay. If it is measured in kg means we have to write only kilogram, not as kilograms. So the symbols of units are not expressed in the plural form. Example, 10 kg but not as 10 kgs. This is a plural form, should not be used, only the singular kg is used. Next, sixth point, when temperature is expressed in Kelvin, degree sign is omitted. Already I told what are the different scales of temperature means, that is Kelvin, Celsius and Fahrenheit. Suppose if we are writing in Kelvin means we should not write the degree, just 283 Kelvin, 100 Kelvin, 600 Kelvin, just that. So we should not write 283 degree Kelvin. So degree and Kelvin should not come. So only Kelvin. So 283 Kelvin and not as 283 degree Kelvin. Suppose if you are using Celsius scale means we have to mention the degree. 100 degree Celsius and not as 100 C. 100 C is not a correct one. 100 degree C. So Celsius scale we have to use degree sign. In Kelvin scale degree sign is not used. Next, seventh point, use of solidus. Solidus means this slash. Slash only we are saying solidus. That's meaning is solidus. Is used for indicating a division of one unit symbol by another unit symbol. For example, if you are writing velocity, velocity means meter per second. This is the formula. That means how much distance travelled in unit time. We call it as a velocity. For writing the unit for velocity, meter divided by second. For that we have meter symbol m, time symbol s, that is second. So m divided by s means the division of one unit symbol by another unit symbol. Both are different symbols. For expressing the different unit symbol in division form, we are using slash. So meter per second or meter divided by second, both are same only. So ms, in maths you studied, whatever denominator comes, when it comes to numerator we have to write as a -1, the same way. ms power -1 or meter per second. Then eighth point, the number and units should be separated by the space. Number means the value. Suppose for example 15 kg ms power -1. There is no gap between them, but this procedure is not correct. So we should write some gap between them. That is value, that is number and units should be separated by a space. See here I wrote here some space, 15, this is number, this is unit. So there should be a definite space between the number and the units, but this is a wrong one because it is continuously writing, so no gap, so it is a wrong one into. Next, ninth point, accepted symbols alone should be used. For example, second, if you want to write the symbols for second, not as SEC, we have to write only S. For second means we have to use only S. For kilogram we have to use only kg, but not as we wish. Here SEC, this is not correct. We have to use only S for writing the symbols. So accepted symbols alone should be used. The last point, the numerical values of physical quantities should be written in the scientific form. What do you mean by scientific form? For example, 10, how we can express in maths? 10 power 1, nothing but 10. How you express the 100? 10 square. Then 1000 means 10 cube, because considering the zeros we have to put in the numbers. That is called as a scientific form. Here also, if you want to express the density of mercury, mercury symbol Hg, density of mercury is 1.36 into 10 to the power 4. This is the correct procedure, but not as that is 13,600. This is not a correct one. So instead of writing this, we have to keep them as a decimal value and the tens power. So the short form, that is instead of writing 13,600, I wrote here as a 1.36 into 10 to the power 4. That means 1, 2, 3, 4 digits after I put decimal, so that 4, 10 power 4. So 1.36 10 to the power 4, this is the correct way. So mostly for writing the physical quantities, we should write in the scientific form only, not in the full abbreviated form. So thank you children. So far we discussed about what are physical quantities, their units, their symbols, and what is length, mass, time, temperature, and a very important question, that is what is the rules to write the signs and symbols for the quantities. So next class we should see about the vernier caliper and the screw gauge to measure the thickness of any type of solids. Thank you children.